Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Gus.
Third-party peripherals can be a really great way to save a few bucks if you don't want to shell out for the real thing. I mean, look, everyone had a Mad Catz controller or two for their little player two, like younger sibling,
You relegate it to the younger sibling.
Of course.
Or you end up with 3 or 4 or 5 of them because, as we all know, when you buy a third party, you sometimes get what you pay for, which has unfortunately been the case for Nintendo Switch owners looking to get an extra Nintendo Switch dock on the cheap.
And as it turns out, some users are reporting that one rather popular third-party dock is having some major unintended side effects, like, maybe their save files disappear. Or, worse, others are saying their consoles have been bricked entirely after the recent 5.0.0 update, leading some to wonder if this was an intentional move by Nintendo. Sure.
If you're this third-party manufacturer, how do you spin it from the, it's not a bug, it's a feature realm? Of course.
You can play the whole game over again and get that experience
double
fresh.
The value. Of course, it's more likely this was just an honest mistake caused by an unsupported peripheral, but either way, it's leaving quite a few people unhappy.
Well, yeah, no one wants to lose their save files.
No one.
And look, if you brick your console, you lose every save file since there's no cloud saves. We don't have exact numbers on how many people this has affected, but there are reports popping up all over the internet about this. The Switch subreddit, Nintendo forums, Amazon, where frustrated buyers are pissed that their Switches have turned into expensive coffee table decorations and are leaving the reviews to reflect their feelings.
It's just like the Wii U again, right? It's good for coffee table decoration. Okay, so let's give you some background on this first. This seems to center around one third-party dock in particular, made by the third-party accessory maker Nyko. Its dock currently retails for around $38, which is about less than half the cost of an official Nintendo Switch dock.
Yeah, alright, so not hard to see why people would want to get that. If you have multiple TVs around the house, you don't want to be moving your dock around, so just shell out $40, get a second one, easy, right? It's the same reason people usually buy third-party accessories and peripherals. They're significantly cheaper than the official versions, and it's good enough.
Good enough. Remember when the Switch was first announced and the dock itself was going to be $90?
It's plastic! Why?
Nintendo eventually it is plastic, well, like 2 ports. What the fuck is going on the 3 ports? Nintendo eventually lowered that price down to around $70.
Still!
Not as bad as it was before, but still, definitely less expensive to grab that plastic shell from somebody else.
So, enter the Nyko dock, which has actually been out for several months without any problems. The bricking issue seems to have only started last weekend when Nintendo released the 5.0.0 system update for the Switch.
YouTuber Spawnwave,
who is great, and you should check him out if you get a chance.
Check him out. He was one of the first of those affected, and he made a video about his Switch getting bricked. He said his Nyko dock had worked in the past. He woke up one morning to find his Switch bricked after leaving it on the dock overnight.
That hurts my soul a little bit. You just wake up and find out that everything you've played on this is just dead.
Gone.
He said it's not receiving a charge, it's doing nothing at this point. He took the Switch apart and noticed the power was getting to the battery, but it wasn't charging.
Interesting. Eventually he bought a new Switch and said that what annoyed him the most was losing all the save data on all of his games.
All of the games? Yeah, that'll do it.
Not even save stacking will save you there.
In his video, Spawnwave said it seems like that update did something with the Switch to where it locks down or something when it detects these third-party docks. So if you're using a third-party dock right now and you're on 5.0, rip it off of there instantly. Do it right now.
At the end of his video, he added, "Don't buy a third-party dock. It doesn't matter what it is. Something with this new update has really accelerated the bricking that these third-party docks have done to the system."
And it's not just Spawnwave who noticed the problem. Like we said, there have been reports popping up all over the internet. On Amazon, people who purchased it have been bombarding the products page with terrible reviews, and they're terrible and it sucks, but some of them are also kind of funny.
One buyer said, "Bricked my Switch will no longer charge, lost all my save data."
Isn't it hilarious?
That one's not funny.
Another wrote, "I love this dock because it's compact and great for connecting your Switch to a TV at a friend's house or a hotel, which I did often. However, this bricked my Switch after the 5.0.0 software update. Save files were not recoverable by Nintendo. I guess that's the risky run with third-party accessories, but it seems to be a very common problem with that software version. We'll be throwing mine out."
Yeah, you gotta feel for these people because a brick console is pretty much a nightmare scenario for anyone.
Especially, again, without cloud saves. Nintendo. We reached out to Nyko. We haven't heard back. Not terribly surprised there because I'm sure they're very, very busy today. But in a statement, the company did tell Kotaku that they're working on a solution to the problem and said, "We believe it is related to the way the Switch handles AV output for an external TV monitor while the console is docked on the portable docking kit."
Whatever the ultimate reason is, hopefully it's something that can be fixed so the owners of all these brick consoles can get their machines back up and running, because while saving a few bucks on a dock is one thing, nobody wants to have to go out and buy a whole new Switch.
That's like the opposite of saving a few bucks. Of course, not surprisingly, Nintendo recommends only using officially licensed products with the official Nintendo seal.
How nice of them.
Yeah.
We emailed them about the third-party dock issue, and Nintendo responded with a statement saying, unlicensed products and accessories do not undergo Nintendo's testing and evaluation process. They might not work at all with our game systems, and they could have compatibility problems with certain games, the Nintendo Switch system itself, and other licensed accessories and peripherals. Nintendo recommends buying only officially licensed products for Nintendo Switch.
Maybe they should bring back that gold seal.
Yeah.
That was always like, oh, it's a good one.
Yeah, you know.
So, but based on the statement, it doesn't sound like they plan on bending over backwards to offer a fix to this anytime soon, which for them is kind of an understandable position.
Yeah, it's Nyko's problem. On one hand, you've warned people all along there could be compatibility problems with third-party products and probably don't have the time to make sure every single thing is supported when you update your system's firmware. That would add a whole lot of manpower to a situation that should be pretty easy when you're only designing for your product instead of someone else's.
Now, then that's true. On the other hand, you also don't want to piss off your customers because regardless of whether they bought a third-party peripheral or not, they're still Switch owners. They're still Switch customers, or they were before their consoles got bricked and they lost everything that they've had for the past year since the console came out.
I've got an idea how to sell a few more Switches. We'll see how all this shakes out, but in the meantime, if you have a third-party Switch dock, the smart move for right now is not to use it. It's not worth losing your console over.
Not at all. What do you guys think of these reports about third-party Switch docks bricking consoles? Have you had an issue? Let us know in the comments.
And for all your Switch news, be sure to like this video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the know.
Well, yeah, as it turns out, some users are reporting that one rather third-party dock is having some really major unintended side effects. Some are seeing...
One rather popular. One rather third-party dock doesn't make much sense.
Sorry. Yeah, no, it does not. If you have multiple TPs,
Nintendo recommends only buying